Hey folks, it's Aquifel again, and today we're going to talk about the Best of the Super Juniors tournament by New Japan, and we're going to talk about Day 7 and Day 8. And well, Day 7 started with Finlay versus Gedo, and I gotta look at my notes here, gotta take a look. Yeah, Finlay versus Gedo starts with a lot of action outside of the ring, and well, Gedo obviously plays the heel here. And yeah, he dominates Finlay for a long time until Finlay finally gets to strike back. And he goes after the leg of Gedo. And yeah, in the end, he can counter one of Gedo's moves and take away the win or steal the win, so to speak. Was a nice match. Not as good as in my opinion, not as good as Dave Meltzer rated it with 3.5 stars, but still nice match to open the tournament segment of the 7th day, because there were a lot of other matches. Well, the next tournament match was Bushi versus Rocky Romero, and Rocky Romero is very cocky in the beginning. He really mocks good old Bushi, and he even laughs at him. What the fuck do you want? You're nowhere near as good as me, and of course, what the hell do you want from me? You're not in my league. So, well, Bushi manages to take control of the match after a while, and in the end, of course, he can pull off his first win here. And I forgot to mention it, with the David Finlay versus Gedo match, Finlay's first win in this tournament, and probably the most important win of his New Japan career. Back to Bushi versus Rocky Romero. Bushi in the end wins, gets his first win in this tournament too, and he has proven to Rocky Romero that, well, you might think you're awesome, but hey, I'm good too. Decent match, entertaining to watch, but nowhere near a classic, of course. Then the two main events of the card were the other two Block A matches. The first between Matt Sydal and Kyle O'Reilly. It's the classic high flyer versus rather shoot style technical wrestling. We have a lot of in this tournament, because we have some good high flyers and some people who are very, very good technicians or shooters. And this is a classic setup for a junior match, which promises to be entertaining, and of course in the end it was. One scene or sequence was it looked like it hurt. Kyle O'Reilly tries to hit Matt Sydal outside of the ring with a kick. And Matt Sydal evades or dodges, and then bam! Kyle O'Reilly kicks the outside or the ring post on the outside, and it looked like it hurt a lot. Anyway, Sydal, of course, he can throw kicks too, and he doesn't throughout the whole match to maybe even to prove Kyle O'Reilly that hey, your kicks are vicious, but mine are vicious too. So nice, really nice match. Very, very suspenseful. You really don't know who will win for a long time. And in the end, it's 6-6, or both Matt Sydal wins, and both guys have 6 points. The match itself, as I said, very good, cool match, as was to be expected from these two. Wouldn't go as far as Dave Meltzer rated 4.25 stars. I would say it's a little bit below 4 stars, but still great match. And as I mentioned in another video, it's always nice to review something after the observer ratings are online, because you can really rip apart Meltzer's ratings and say, obviously he's a New Japan mark, and rates some of the matches, in my opinion at least, a little bit too good. Still, great match, no doubt about it. Another great match is Kushida versus Ryosuke Taguchi. And Kushida is the MVP or one of the most important or most valuable players of the division. He's proven it time and time again, not only throughout this tournament, but especially in this tournament, because even if he loses, he still makes a great, or does everything to make the match great, to look strong himself, but to also make his opponent look strong. And Ryosuke Taguchi, well, I'm not a fan of his his butt offense, his hip attacks. Thankfully, he doesn't overdo it this time, and both have a great match. And well, in the end, they show, especially Kushida shows Taguchi some respect, says, hey, you're a veteran of the division, I don't care if you have a goofy gimmick and do dumb hip attacks. That was a great match, we both know it. And it was a great match of the evening, or best match of the night, and well, 4.25 stars. In my opinion, that's a little bit too much too, but anyway, great match. And the standings after this Block A day 7, are Ryosuke Taguchi, Kyle O'Reilly, Matt Seidel are leading with 6 points. Rocky Romero and Kushida come next with 4 points. Geto, Finlay and Bushi are all stuck at 2 points. Well, stuck. David Finlay and Bushi got their first win this time. So, on to day 8. Day 7 was rather cool, and day 8, well, it starts pretty decent with Chase Owens versus Beretta. It's a heel versus heel scenario, and of course, one heel has to be more heelish in such a match in order to get the crowd interested in it. And it starts with a lot of action outside. And Owens, and Jujiro Takahashi, of course, do everything to distract the referee and get some cheap shots in. And they do that a lot. Still, Beretta, he's the face in this scenario, which is strange, but okay. And in the end, Chase Owens goes over because Ryosuke Taguchi distracts the ref. Owens can hit another cheap shot with, I think it was supposed to be brass knucks, and he straight out KOs good old Beretta. So, decent match, entertaining to watch, nothing too memorable. More of a filler match was Tiger Mask versus Will Ospreay. Ospreay got his first win against Ricochet, and of course, in the beginning he shows off a little bit, and throughout the whole match he shows what a good high flyer he is. One spot, especially the standing or running Spanish fly, I haven't seen that one yet, but well, obviously it looks good, but it doesn't really make that much sense because, well, you can't have that much momentum, and it's obvious the opponent has to help you a lot for that move to work. Anyway, Ospreay shows off his high-flying skills. Tiger Mask in the end gets a flurry of offense and makes Ospreay tap out to the Fujiwara Armbar. Well, it's a nice match, very short, but well, it was supposed to showcase Ospreay again, and then again show him his limits in this match too, because if you present him as the best high flyer in the world and he does all these cool spots and he's rather new and wins everything, well, that's not a wise booking decision. So of course they are keeping him down a little bit by not making him the dominant man in Block B, at least yet. Anything can happen, still happen. Next match is Bobby Fish versus Volador Jr. And in the beginning, Fish is very, very upset or angry at a fan or someone in the crowd. I didn't really understand what was going on there, but it delayed the match or the beginning of the match a little bit, and Fish seemed really furious with what happened there. Anyway, the match itself, well, it's okay. There's not much more to say about that. It's rather unspectacular, but pretty solid bout, and well, not much more to say about that. The final Block B match of this day, not the main event, was Ricochet versus Jushin Thunder Liger, and here you have one of the best junior heavyweight from the early 90s against one of the best the best junior heavyweights nowadays. Of course, it's a cool juniors match, obviously, with those two involved. Ricochet shows some of his high-flying skills, his spots. Liger, of course, he holds his own, but tries to ground Ricochet a little bit more, because on the technical side, Liger has more experience, and that's where he can beat Ricochet. With the high flying, he's not going to beat him, and he knows that. Very entertaining to watch, very suspenseful. Again, you don't really know which way New Japan will go here, and in the end, that's the funny thing, Ricochet beats Liger at his own game and makes him submit. Nice match. No, the Meltzer ratings aren't out yet, or the Wrestling Observer newsletter ratings aren't out yet, or at least I don't have them. I'm really interested in what Meltzer has to say about these matches. The Ospreay and Tiger Mask match, as well as the Bobby Fish and Volador Jr. match, were rather short in comparison. Well, we'll see. Anyway, day 7 was pretty cool. Day 8 was pretty decent too. And we'll see where this tournament is heading. Until now, although the beginning was rather slow, especially day 2, was pretty entertaining tournament, interesting to watch, and I know I repeat myself, but well, cool tournament thus far. Hopefully you'll tune in next time for day 9 and 10, which should follow Sunday, Monday, I don't know. I'll see when I find the time to watch day 10. Day 9 I have watched already. Anyway, the review will follow. Hopefully you'll tune in. So long.